While making rounds, a doctor suddenly noticed that the pulse oximeter had slipped off a boy's finger. At first, she assumed the boy had accidentally knocked it off, so she walked over to reattach it properly. The next second, alarms started blaring. Sensing something was wrong, she immediately touched the boy's hand, but what she felt was ice-cold skin with no pulse at all. The doctor immediately hit the emergency call button. She started performing CPR on the boy while loudly calling for others to come help. A nurse rushed into the adjacent room. She notified the doctor that the boy in the observation room had gone into cardiac arrest, but everyone there looked confused. They had no idea there was even a patient in the observation room. That's when Dr. Zhang suddenly remembered something. The head nurse had indeed mentioned to him earlier there was a 16-year-old car accident victim in the observation room, but at the time, he was busy treating a critical patient, so he forgot about it. When the boy was first brought to the hospital after the car accident, his physical and mental condition were both very good. He not only called his mother but also played games on his phone for a while. It was only later that he suddenly lost consciousness. Realizing what had happened, Dr. Zhang immediately rushed to the observation room. The female doctor was still performing CPR. Seeing this scene, Dr. Zhang felt overwhelming guilt. He prayed that the boy would pull through. Otherwise, he'd never be able to forgive himself. However, the boy ultimately couldn't be saved. He was pronounced dead despite resuscitation efforts. The boy's mother received the news and rushed to the hospital. She couldn't believe her son, who was just talking to her not long ago, could suddenly be dead. Beyond her grief, she felt even more anger, so she called the hospital director to come over. That's when everyone learned that the woman before them wasn't just an ordinary family member. She was a congresswoman responsible for reviewing the hospital's budget. Her word alone could determine the hospital's fate. The director approached the woman with a grave expression. Faced with the director's attempts at comfort, the woman completely refused to accept it. She demanded to know why the director didn't immediately assign a doctor to check on her son's condition. The woman suspected the doctors were negligent in their duties. She believed they ignored her son, and that's what killed him. Hearing this, Dr. Zhang felt deeply ashamed. If only he had been more careful and thorough, maybe the boy wouldn't have died like this. Just as the woman prepared to sue the hospital for medical malpractice, the director of the trauma center walked in. He told the woman that her son wasn't neglected or left unattended. Rather, he was lower priority in the treatment queue. In the emergency room, patients aren't treated in order of arrival. Critical cases get priority. The woman said, "He's dead. So how can you say he wasn't critical?" But the director responded, "The two secretaries brought in with your son, one had ruptured spleen and liver. The other arrived in cardiac arrest. If you were the doctor, who would you consider more critical? Furthermore, those two secretaries are government employees, yet they were with your son during work hours. They weren't exactly on official business, were they? If you still insist on suing the doctors, then in court, you'll also have to answer all the questions I just raised." The woman's face instantly turned ashen. In the end, she took her son's body and left the hospital without saying another word.